I'm trying to think of how to introduce this as a joke or as a lesson or as both. Okay, we'll stick with both. There was a gentleman that wanted to sell fish, and he was very excited about going to the market to sell fish. So he prepared a homemade sign, and it said, "Fresh fish sold here daily." And he's very excited. And he puts up the sign, and he puts out his fish, and he's waiting for his first customer. Well, there was one gentleman who did not appreciate the competition, and went over to him, decided to set him straight. And he says, "You're new over here?" "Yeah, it's my first day." He says, "Well, no one's going to buy your fish." So why not? He said, "Look at that sign. It's ridiculous." He said, "Well, what's wrong with my sign?" He says, "Well, first of all, you put on the word fresh fish sold here daily. Daily means fresh. Fresh means daily." He thinks for a minute. He said, maybe you're right." So what he does is he takes off the word fresh. Now it says fish sold here daily. And he's ready to make his first sale. And the guy comes back after a couple of minutes and he says, "Here? Where else do you think people are going to come and get your fish? I mean, that sign tells everyone you're a fool. I think you should take out the word here." He says, I guess you're right. I mean, I am here. Why do I have to put it down?" So he put down fish sold daily. And he's ready, getting all excited about the first customer to come. And that nudnik comes back again and he says, "Look, I'm really trying to help you over here, but that sign is ridiculous. Look, it says fish sold. I mean, do you think anyone is going to imagine you giving it away? I mean, it's obvious if you're here in the market, you're selling it." He says, I got to thank you so much. I mean, you're really helping me. And he takes off the word sell. So now it just says fish daily. And he's standing there waiting for his first customer. The guy comes back and he says, "Look, fish daily makes no sense. And besides, people smell your fish a half a mile away. So you're not selling spices, are you? It's completely extra, the word fish." So he says, "Yeah, I guess you're right," and takes out the word fish. And he's standing there with a sign that says daily, and didn't make a sale. Now, I don't know what that person, that nudnik, was trying to accomplish. Obviously, put him out of business. But I was thinking about this slash story joke, and thinking to myself, we live in a world where the expression is talk is cheap. Everyone's talking and talking, non-stop talking. And yet, when it comes to some very important things, we feel it unnecessary to say it. I mean, do you remember once upon a time there was a child would go to school and he was told, "You got to look like a mensch. You're going to school." Today, who says something like that? I mean, it's obvious if you're going to school, you're going to study. So clearly the way you go to school in terms of your dress prepares your mind and your attitude for the day. There was a time when it was like, this is inappropriate language. But why do you have to say that today? I mean, everyone knows what's appropriate. Kids are so smart. So what we were doing is we're dropping a lot of our important language and lessons that we think they should take for granted. Like, everyone knows you have to tell the truth. Why? I'm going to keep on telling my kids, tell the truth, or I admire you, it was difficult for you to tell the truth. It's obvious you have to tell the truth. So you don't hear these words anymore. Be respectable, be respectful, be truthful, be consistent, show dedication, show commitment, respect authority. Because all of these things are known. Well, something, sometimes you have to actually say, "I'm selling fresh fish." And if you don't say it, people won't know it, even if they could smell it. It has often been pointed out, when you look at the Ten Commandments, some of the commandments seem to be completely unnecessary. Like, okay, God says, respect the holy day of Shabbat. Respect my holy name. Okay, we could sort of deal with that as a spiritual truth, but does he really have to say don't murder? I mean, come on. Which respectable, decent, civilized human being would countenance murder? Don't tell a lie in court. Does he really have to say that? But it does say that. And I'm sure there are deep, deep, deep meanings of it, but perhaps we could simply suggest a very obvious meaning. God says that truths which are obvious should be stated. So the next time you think that it's something is unnecessary to say because it is so obvious, I encourage you to think a second time. Perhaps we should start stating the obvious and the true, and automatically that will free us from stating the frivolous and the false. I bless each and every one of us with potent words, effective words, and thoughtful words. Shabbat Shalom.